So here we have in this problem an angle alpha between two unit vectors a and b, and we have to find the value of this angle alpha provided a cap plus b cap, the sum of the two unit vector, is also a unit vector. Fine. So let's first note down whatever we have in hand. We have two unit vectors, so that means the absolute value or the magnitude of unit vector a will be equals to 1. The magnitude of unit vector b, that's also going to be equals to 1. Then it's said that alpha is the angle between two vectors. So let's say we have a unit vector a and another unit vector which they are coterminous at point, let's say O. So both of them are inclined at an angle of alpha with each other. Now if we find the scalar dot product between the unit vectors a cap and b cap, then that should give us the magnitude of a cap times magnitude of b cap times cosine of the angle between them. Now, since the magnitude of a and b is 1, so we are left with cosine of alpha. So this is going to be the value of the dot product between a and b. Now what we do, we can use the parallelogram of vector addition. We can use the triangle law as well. So here I'm using the parallelogram of vector addition. So this is going to be b cap and this is going to be a cap, and when we join the diagonal, so this diagonal is going to give us a cap plus b cap. We have to show that this particular diagonal is a unit vector as well. So let's do that. So what we're going to do, we'll consider a cap plus b cap. We take the absolute value or the magnitude of this particular vector and then square it. So this is same as saying a cap plus b cap dotted with itself, which will be a cap plus b cap. Now we distribute it, so we have a cap dot a cap plus a cap dot b cap plus b cap dot a cap plus b cap dot b cap. Now a cap dot a cap, that will be the magnitude of a squared plus, now we know that the scalar dot product commutes, so that means a dot b is the same as b dot a, so we can combine them as 2 times a dotted with b, plus we have b vector dot b vector, so that's b cap squared. Anyways, if you want to check why this particular holds, so what we can do, we have b cap dotted with b cap. So if we use the definition of the scalar dot product, so that's the magnitude of b times magnitude of b times cosine of the angle between them. Since these are two parallel vectors, the angle will be 0. So that's simply b squared. Anyways, this is going to hold true for vectors as well, even though I am using here only unit vectors. So that means if we use a vector dotted with itself, then this will be simply equals to take the magnitude of that vector and then square it. That's what we have applied. But lucky in our case, we have the magnitude of a is equals to 1, so is the magnitude of b. So that means our expression now becomes, so this is 1 plus 2 times, so we have a cap dotted with b cap, so that's cosine of alpha. So we have cosine of alpha plus b squared, so that's 1. So this will be 2 plus 2 times cosine of alpha. Fine. Now, in order to determine the value of the angle alpha, we consider that a cap plus b cap is a unit vector. So that means its magnitude is going to be equals to 1. So therefore we have 1 squared equals to 2 plus 2 cosine of alpha. Now when we solve for cosine of alpha, so cosine of alpha, that will be equals to negative half. Now how do you find the value of alpha? So we have negative times, so half. The half will be cosine of pi over 3. So that's when it is half. Now we need to take care of this negative sign as well. So we have cosine of alpha. Now if we take cosine of pi minus pi over 3, then what happens? This takes care of the negative sign, and now we are in the second quadrant. So in the second quadrant, the cosine is a negative value, and pi minus pi over 3, so that's 2 pi over 3. So that means our value of alpha is going to be equals to 2 pi over 3 radians, and we convert it to degrees, so that will be 120 degrees. So that means in our diagram, So this is actually here, this diagram looks as if alpha is an acute angle, but in fact it's a obtuse angle. So that means if we redraw our diagram, so this will be A cap, let's say this is B capped, the angle between them is 120 degree in that case. So this is our unit vector A cap plus B cap. So this is going to be a unit vector, meaning if we take the magnitude of this vector, its value will be equals to 1. Thus, the angle alpha must be equals to 2 pi over 3 or 120 degrees if A cap plus B cap is to be a unit vector. Thank you.